Well, welcome back everybody to the Mostly Ballin podcast. It has been a few weeks, it's been a busy time, both in the basketball world and away. So finally I am back and I am raring to go, as I hope you guys are too. Look at me with my pen looking very official. I've just been making some notes. It's an exciting weekend this weekend. We are closing up January very soon. Gosh, that feels like a long time. But it's the trophy final weekend. It is the inaugural SLB Trophy Final weekend. We have two very exciting fixtures happening in the Birmingham Utilitia Arena in the men's and women's finals. We'll get onto that in a little bit. But first, albeit a quiet weekend in the league, we still have games to watch. So don't be sad. There are games to tune into. That being said, tonight it all starts. Manchester and Surrey will go head to head at 7:30. Now, for me, this will be a good game to tune into. Manchester and Surrey are very, very close in the league table, 6th and 7th. Manchester just on top and with the game in hand. However, Surrey won the first matchup between these two teams in the new era of British basketball. Again, anything can happen. Both teams at the moment are 2 wins in the last 5. Manchester on a 3-game losing streak. Surrey lost the last one and won the one before, so it's a bit of a tight one to call who's sort of in the better form. I'd say with Surrey having won the head-to-head, they could go ahead and do it tonight. However, Manchester have been moving in the right direction as of late. Despite their current streak, they'll be wanting to snap it for sure. Manchester are local, although they're rivals to me, with obviously Cheshire being the derby. It's a tough one to call. I think I'm going to go with a Surrey road win, and they'll take another win on the head-to-head series between the two teams. Then Sheffield Sharks and the Cheshire Phoenix also go head-to-head tonight at 7:30. Now, this one, again, I feel like I've said it a lot this season. I'm going to say it again. It's going to be a tough one to call. Sheffield and Cheshire recently went head-to-head in the Cup, and it was Sheffield coming out on top, which means no silverware at the moment for Cheshire, having been knocked out of the trophy in the Cup. So that puts a revenge mission on the line. Cheshire will want to head over to Sheffield, wanting to get their own back after that loss and being knocked out of the Cup. Both teams are on a 4 out of 5 win streak, I guess you could say. The one loss for Cheshire coming against the Sharks. They had a brilliant buzzer beater win on Sunday as well against the Eagles. So with the additions of Bobby Platounis and Nick Timberlake, Cheshire are starting to turn things around after having a bit of a shaky start to the season. Sheffield Sharks add former Newcastle Eagles Ricky McGill to their roster in recent days, so that is a player to look out for. Sheffield are that team that are showing that they are serious. They are going for the title. They are pushing to the very end. Obviously, they're still in contention for other pieces of silverware as well. So for me, this is going to be the game to, obviously, not just because I'm a Knicks fan, but if you're struggling, if you're a neutral, again, two very good fixtures to tune into tonight, with Manchester and Surrey being so close, and a bit more of a gap between Sheffield and Cheshire. But by no means does that mean that there can't be any upsets. I'm sure there will be. Cheshire will want to continue that fine form. Look out for Nick Timberlake. He was on fire on Sunday, 37 points, and the buzzer beater win to take the game. 106-103 it was. I went mad. So that's going to be a good one. But yeah, and then no Saturday basketball, nothing for the men's or the women's, as we head forward to Sunday. Now, Sunday is an historic day in every sense of the word for teams as individuals, but also it is the inaugural season of the SLB, and therefore the very first SLB trophy will be lifted by a women's team and a men's team. So everything is on the line. Everyone is sort of on a fresh slate. And we are in for two very, very exciting fixtures. The Oakland Wolves and Caledonia Gladiators in the women, they tip off at 12 o'clock. Now, if you've seen the table for the WSLB, it could be very easy to go and say that the Oakland Wolves will go ahead and get the job done quite easily. They are 9-0 in the table, so form is definitely on their side. However, the Caledonia Gladiators have history pushing them. It'll be a first for the women's franchise. Now, this season, as we know, for Caledonia Gladiators as a whole franchise, hasn't been one of the best at times for majority. So I think the whole of Caledonia and a lot of British basketball fans will be behind them to go and say, do you know what, we can have a good season regardless of who we are, whether it's the men's or the women's, and we'll want to lift that trophy. For all the stick I've given Caledonia in the past, putting all that aside, it's all always ever just been banter. But I am backing the Caledonia Gladiators to go and against all odds, or what might seem like such, to go and get the job done. And yeah, to bring home that trophy for women's basketball, and also to uplift what's been a bit of a trying season on all fronts, really. Then at 3:30, Newcastle and Bristol go head to head. Now, they were supposed to be playing tonight, but again, for obvious reasons, that was cancelled. This is a tough one to call. Both are on pretty fine form in the minute. At the moment, I should say. Bristol, heading into this one, are on a 3-game winning streak. Both teams also compete and are doing well in the ENBL European competition. So both are strong to and well suited to high intense games, which I think we can expect in this one for sure. It is a trophy after all. There's something on the line. It won't just be a win, but you'll be lifting silverware. For both teams to lift a bit of silverware the first of the season, or in some cases the first of a coach's or a player's career, as is the case any year. It's an important day. Bristol knocked the Phoenix out of the trophy competition. So is it fair to say I want to back Newcastle? But in fairness, I like both sides. I do. They're both full of scoring threat, defensive stability as well. It's going to be, I think, a game that goes to the wire, and then sort of in the last dying moments, we'll probably see a takeoff. My gut says, and having seen them play recently, and how they took us to the final seconds, I'm gonna go with a Newcastle win. I just think that maybe they're in need of it. Both teams are as equal as each other, but yeah, my gut for some reason is saying Newcastle. Obviously Bristol will want to continue that 3-game streak heading into it, but I like to go against, not so much against the odds, but against what seems like easy on paper. I like to go against it, so I'm going to say a Newcastle win. And hopefully this time next week, when we're sort of looking at the fixtures again, we can look back on this one and either I'm right or I've been horribly wrong, and we'll have an exciting episode to look forward to. This was just a quick one, really, to get back on track to doing things. But I really want to know who you guys are going to be tuning into, whether you're watching tonight in the SLB League fixtures, or you're going to be tuning in to Sunday's trophy final. A really busy day with the two games. Let us know in the comments and on our socials. Are you going to be at home for the games, regardless of who you're watching? Are you travelling away? Are you at home and looking forward to seeing your team again? And let us know your predictions on socials. We really want to know your thoughts on how this first trophy final and indeed chance for silverware is going to go. We want to know everything that you guys think. Thank you once again for tuning in. I look forward to catching up with you guys in a few days' time as we go over everything. Enjoy a good weekend of basketball. Shout out to British basketball as a whole. Shout out to those taking part this weekend in the trophy final, to all supporting fans that are going, whether back in a team or neutral. Shout out to the Oakland Wolves, Caledonia Gladiators women, Newcastle men and Bristol Flyers men. Shout out to the Phoenix and the Sharks, to Manchester, to Surrey, to the Reading Rockets, to Egg and to Eli, to the Exeter Otters. Goodness me, I'm going to have to get credits at the end of one of these videos. They go on forever. But as always, I've been Ben, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.